Hi everyone, welcome back to Soul Sync. Today we will be talking about change, when change is unfolding in our lives, when change is coming for us. So I have 5 signs for you today that change is headed in your direction. Sign number 1 that change is coming for you is that you may feel a sense of something on the horizon or an impending sense of uncertainty, like something is coming and you don't know what. And sometimes this will manifest as waking up in the middle of the night for no reason. But you just wake up, you have this sense that something is there, something is coming. You have to prepare for something. There may be thoughts of being behind, if you're having bad dreams, dreams about missing the bus, dreams about turning in assignments or work deliverables late. This overall pervasive sense that sort of floods into our our lives, that gives us a sense of something impending, something on the way, something unseen that is headed towards us. And for many people, myself included, this can be unsettling. I very much enjoy knowing what's on the horizon and kind of seeing steps along the way to get there. So whenever this sense of something impending starts entering my life, it's very clear to me now that change is on the horizon in some aspect of my reality. And I don't always know which area of my life this change will happen in, but sometimes I do get clues. The more that this sense comes over you, you will sort of see patterns to nuances, I guess I should say. You will start to notice nuances in the feeling itself, where you can be like, all right, well, change hasn't happened in this area for quite some time. So it might be work's turn, or it might be, changes coming for friendships because things have sort of been not drying up, but like when the conversations start getting stale, and it's sort of due for change or revamping, this sense will start to appear in your life. And if you wish to try to figure it out, go for it. If you are really good at figuring it out, kudos. Many of us are still not adept in that region of analysis or picking up patterns, but this sense will just sort of creep up on you. It could be sudden as well, but what I've noticed in many people is that it's sort of a slow build. You'll sort of kind of like feel something and you'll push it out of your mind, and over time, the more that you sort of brush it aside and get on with your day, it will start to amplify and build. So sign number 1 is a feeling of something impending. Sign number 2 that change is coming for you is that things are starting to shake up in your world. So this could look like arguments starting in friendships. This could look like challenges in romantic relationships, partnerships. Work could be becoming very difficult. There may be roadblocks, challenges, delays in projects, deliverables, technology glitches. You will just kind of notice that where there used to be ease, there is now some sort of challenge or struggle. And this actually is a good sign, because when things become very routine and stagnant, and these challenges start to present themselves, or things go a little bit awry, it's actually, I would consider it a positive thing. Many others do not. If you very much like ease in your life, you love consistency, stability, this is definitely going to be one of the signs that you find particularly challenging, but it's actually just happening to allow room for reorganization. And the way that things reorganize themselves is always ultimately for our highest good, to either accelerate us in a certain direction, change our steering of our, trajectory in a different direction, or to orient us more towards opportunities that will allow us to connect with certain people that we are meant to. So if we're always living the same life every day and nothing changes, there's no opportunity for growth, for reorientation, for achieving greater things, because everything is just status quo. So sign number 2 is that things are starting to shake up for you, whether or not you like it and whether or not you find it comfortable or welcome. Now, sign number 3 that change is coming for you is that you may start seeing new opportunities present themselves. Now, this aspect may or may not happen, or I should say, this aspect may or may not be preceded by things getting shook up. Sometimes, if things are just status quo, going the way they are, we are still aligned energetically with new opportunities. And if things get shaken up and fall off, these new opportunities come in and we are able to seize them right away. If there is no shakeup beforehand, these new opportunities will come in and we will have to choose sort of a sacrifice, right? We will have to let something go in order to fully embrace and allow this new opportunity to come in. And if we take on these new opportunities without letting something go that is potentially needing or trying to leave our lives, then those challenges may start to present themselves to help you sort of recalibrate to allow for the new opportunity to become fully embodied in your life. So for me, I was in the latter group where there were some new opportunities coming my way, and stubbornly, being someone who doesn't like change, even if it's good change, I still want the good change to come in without losing anything. I had this mentality that I was losing things if I let them go. So I clung on to certain things for too long, namely my former, career path, to maintain that stability in my life, that routine, the comfort of knowing that I had certain tasks to accomplish. And new opportunities would come in and I couldn't fully invest myself into them such that they took off and became successful. And so for me personally, I have experienced multiple false starts. I have switched careers. I've experienced multiple false starts along the way for that reason. So it's very important that when we start seeing the shakeup, when we start seeing new opportunities, that we are willing to be flexible and willing to let go of certain things that may no longer have a place in our lives for whatever reason. Remember, we don't always have to figure it out. We don't always have to have the answer. We don't always have to know the why. We may feel like we need those things, but the more that we force the answers to be there for us, to justify these divinely guided changes in our lives, the more resistance we will put up towards allowing those changes to come into our lives in a very graceful and comfortable way. So sign number 3 is that you are starting to see new opportunities, have new opportunities come your way, but you may not feel ready. You may not want to let other things go. You may feel ready, and they may be the perfect thing at the perfect time, and that's wonderful. It's always unique to every individual how these signs present themselves, whether there is ease or whether there is resistance. But just remember to keep going with the flow, particularly when change is on the horizon, because there's always something better waiting for us. Sign number 4 that change is coming for you is that you may be going through a period of internal conflict about what's happening in your life, or about the direction you want to take in your life, around making a decision on something very important or that you perceive is very important or crucial for your life path, for what you want to do next, for a new endeavor that you would like to undertake. And it's sort of this push-pull dynamic within ourselves between clarity and confusion. And we sometimes can get stuck in this state, sort of like analysis paralysis, where we will have moments of clarity and we're raring to go, but we may not have yet the knowledge or resources to carry out this inspiration that we have clarity on. We can see a vision for the future, we can see a vision for our next step, but we may have other things to accomplish or procure, to acquire for ourselves before we can actually launch into that. And this is, where I sort of experienced those false starts is I had a lot of clarity, I had a lot of insights, I had a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation, a lot of aspirations. At times I was maybe overly ambitious with certain things, and I wanted to do it all and be it all and experience it all and be successful in it all, and that's really not realistic. So this push-pull dynamic where we have moments of clarity and we may forge ahead on those inspirations or feel impatient to get there and materialize those inspirations is sometimes offset by moments or periods of confusion, of feeling lost, of feeling discouraged, disoriented, bummed out that things aren't happening yet. Maybe a little bit victim mentality coming in, like, why does this always happen? Why don't I have what I need? Why is it so hard to just do what I want to do? It looks so easy for everyone else. They must have had easier lives than me. It's, this sort of push-pull that goes on inside where we will tend to, in the midst of change or impending change, we will sort of oscillate between clarity and seeing the path and confusion about how to accomplish that goal or start moving down that path, how to transition. The transition is, a very challenging situation in itself sometimes for many people, but this push-pull can go on for quite a while if we are not mindful of it and if we are not managing ourselves. So it's important to allow yourself to be in both states. So allow the clarity. When those moments of insight or inspiration come, keep a journal with you so that you can jot it down. Even if it's just bullet points, one word lists of things, short sentences, whatever works for you. Even if you're a good drawer, if you have inspiration for a product or a design, if you are artistically inclined or trying to be, just jot it down. No matter how crude it is, you can expand on it later. You can flesh it out later, but capture that initial inspiration when you have the clarity. That way, when the confusion comes, you've already captured it, so you don't have to take up mental bandwidth trying to remember these things or worrying about being confused that you're going to lose all this inspiration. You've already recorded it in your journal or your notebook. Post-it notes, those little cubes are great. So if you, take maybe like half of a stack and put it in your pocket, if you're a man, keep a pen with you. That way it's small enough to go with you. If you're a woman, by all means, take the whole Post-it stack in your purse. That's fine. But just allow yourself to oscillate between those two and get creative with how you can best manage for yourself. Knowing yourself intimately, kind of what works for you, what frustrates you more than other people, or just is your sort of pet peeve. What is your weak spot, your strength, and play to your strengths during this time when you're going through the push-pull dynamic of clarity and confusion, of progress and chaos, falling together and falling apart. Now, number 5, sign that change is coming for you is that you may be guided to seek a coach or a mentor. And this is really critical for anybody who is called to seek assistance out from someone who has already been through the things that you are currently going through. because there's a wealth of knowledge there that can be shared. And for me personally, having a coach has been very impactful in my life, because even for sessions where I may not have a particular challenge that week to talk about or work through, having someone in your corner to support you, spiritually and emotionally, and really help to motivate you and keep you focused on your vision, to guide you as a lighthouse through any challenges you're going through, is invaluable. So I really want to touch on the lighthouse point, because even though you may not be going through a storm at the moment and need that lighthouse, the lighthouse is always there. So if you're having an easy week and you're just checking in with your coach or mentor, it's valuable for both of you along your journeys to connect and just share your progress, right? We don't always have to talk about problems in coaching sessions, whether we are being coached or providing the coaching. It's just as important to celebrate wins and to celebrate those weeks, those periods of our lives when things are actually starting to gain traction. They're actually going well for us. And that is really when we can break through some of those limiting beliefs we might have, break through maybe a pattern of exhaustion or discouragement, and we can really celebrate together with our coach or mentor for how far we've come, for the fact that we are having an easy week, for the fact that we have nothing but good things to talk about, and we are excited to share, we are excited to support and celebrate together. So 5 signs today for you that change is coming. I hope that you have found this helpful. If you are going through change, know, of course, that you are not alone, no matter how alone you may feel during the process. And there are many others out there who are going through either the same exact thing as you, or some cyclical variation where they've been through it, but they might be going through it again in 3 months. Everybody is in a constant state of change and flux, and sometimes these periods of time do sort of ebb and flow in our lives. So don't get discouraged. Don't feel like you can't get through it. You are supported by everybody who loves you. You are supported by your soul, your internal self, and you are supported by the universe and the world around you. So good luck navigating your change. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.